Hello guys, welcome back to Coding Cafe. So in the previous tutorial we have left here. So yeah, what we're gonna do now in this tutorial, we will display the nearby hospitals, schools, hotels and restaurants. So for that, here we have on our Google Maps activity, we have this on click method, and we have a switch statement here, and we are basically accessing the buttons which are here. Okay, so this part is done, which is the search address. Now we will work on the nearby hospitals, nearby schools, nearby restaurants and hotels. So all we need is to access these buttons. So when a user click on hospitals nearby, then what will happen? So here we can first write the second case after this break. The first case is done already, so here we can say case or id dot, and the id for our hospital button is hospitals nearby colon, and write a break here. And now inside this, what we gonna do here, we can say first we are going to remove all the markers which will be available on the map already. That is, if a user search for any place, then we have to remove all the marker first, then we will display all the nearby hospitals. So we can say mmap.clear. Now come here, and here we need to, inside this, above this switch, we need to initialize some strings variable. So we can say string, and the first will be the hospital, hospital, hospital equals to, inside this double quotation we can say hospital, comma, the second one will be the school, so you can say school equals to school, and then after it we have the restaurants equals to, inside this double quotation, restaurant, restaurant equals to restaurant. Here we need to create our double type variables, and we will call it as latitude, the first one, and the second one will be the longitude. And now here we need to create another string type variable, which is the URL, and we will get the URL, and we are going to call a method here. We will create that now, but first let's call that here. So you can say getUrl, and that method will have three parameters. The first one will be the latitude, the second one will be the longitude, and the third one will be the hospital. And cut this double latitude longitude from here, Control X, and let's initialize here at the top. After this we can say private and paste that here. And now come back here, and here we can say let's create this getUrl method first. So copy this, Control C, and let's come down here, and let's create that method. So we can say private string and paste that here. And so this will be our getUrl method, and here cut this string URL equals to getUrl, Control X, and now for the case, which is the hospitals, okay, hospitals nearby, paste that here. Since you know that we are calling this getUrl method with these three parameters, we are passing these three parameters to this getUrl method, and we have to specify the type, the data type of it. So here inside this method you can simply write the data types for it. So you can say double, and this one is the string. Okay, so make sure to do the same here. Now what we gonna do, come here above, and above this switch statement, after this string we can say object, and let's call this as transfer data equals to, this will be object, as you know, new object, and it will be two objects. The first one is the mmap, and the second one will be the URL. And then we can create an object of our get nearby places here. So you can say get nearby places equals to new get nearby places. And now here for the hospital case, after this we can say data transfer, that is this one, transfer data 0 equals to mmap. So the first one is the mmap as I told you, and the second one will be the URL. Then we can say get nearby places dot execute transfer data, and then we are going to display a toast message to the user that the user basically click on the nearby hospitals and he's searching for nearby hospitals. So we can say searching for nearby hospitals, and the result will appear after 1 second. So you can simply copy this toast and we will change it, that is paste that here first, and we can say showing, so to message basically showing nearby hospitals. So yeah, that's it. So copy this first case and we will change it for the restaurants. Press it 2 times, okay? The first one for the restaurants and for the schools nearby. So change this ID to schools nearby, and the third one is for the restaurants nearby. And then here you can simply pass the school and mmap URL, and instead of hospitals we can say schools, and change this also to schools, and this one change this to restaurant, and change this hospital to restaurants. So now come here to the getUrl method, and here we can say string builder. Let's call this as Google URL equals to. Now first go to the browser, and here you can, in the browser you can simply type Google Places API Web Services, and this link will appear, which is Google Places API Web Services. Click on that, and here you can see that we are on the Places API, and here you can simply click on this place search, and the link will be available in the description also, okay? So you can also click on the link which is available in the description and it will redirect you to here. So when you click come here to the place search, then here you can see that we have this URL. So you can simply copy this URL up to this slash before output, okay? Control C, and now go back to the Android Studio, and here we can say new string builder double quotation, and inside that quotation paste that URL here. First here after this slash we can say JSON question mark, JSON, and this question mark, and after this we need to pass the parameters to it. So we can say Google URL dot append. The first one will be the location, so we can say location plus latitude plus double quotes comma plus the longitude. URL dot append double quotes ampersand, which is the and sign. So ampersand radius, radius, radius equals to plus, and we need to create a variable here at the top. So here we can say private int, and let's call this as proximity equals to 10,000, okay? And now come back here and paste that paste that variable here, which is the proximity radius. And you can see that the third parameter which it will receive, let's rename this as nearby place. Okay, so a user will basically send, if a user click on restaurants, then the third parameter it send to this nearby place will be the restaurants, so it will display the nearby restaurants, and the same for the school and hospitals. Okay, so that's why I give it a proper name. Then after this we can say Google URL dot append double quotes and ampersand, which is the and sign, type equals to plus nearby place. Copy this and paste it 2 times below. So first let's complete it, then I will explain it. So here ampersand sensor equals to true, and remove this, and the last one is the key. Remove this, so ampersand key, and now we need a Google Places API key for this. So go to the browser and type here Google Places API key, and you can see the first, which is Google API get API key Places API in Google developers. Come here, and if you scroll down a little bit, then the link to here will be available in the description down below. Okay, so here you can see this get a key under this get an API key. So click on this get a key. As you can see, it asks for project name, so you can give it any project name. I will give it my project. So click on next, and it says enable Places API. So you can see that you are ready to start developing with Places API, and my API key is here. So your API key will appear here. So what you're gonna do, you can simply copy this, select this, and Control C. Copy this key from here and click on done. And now go back here and here, and after this we can put this double quotes and paste that key here, the whole key. Okay, so you can see that. So now we are going to return the Google URL. So we can say return Google URL, and since the method type is string, so we can say dot to string. So before we run the app, one thing which we need to do is to check our this URL, okay, with the examples which are here. Okay, on the Google Maps platform, if you scroll down here, then here it is nearby search example. So they given us an example, so our URL will match with that, which is this one. Okay, Maps API place nearby search and JSON question mark. If you see this one which we passed earlier, then here it is written find place format, so not this one. Okay, so remove this one from here, and now come back here and let's copy this up to this JSON, and the remaining are the parameters which we already wrote. Okay, so paste that here, and the next thing is you can see this location, and then the latitude, longitude, and comma here. So you can see that it is location, and make sure to put here equals to latitude, comma, longitude, then the radius and the remaining things. And now we have to get the latitude and longitude, because if we scroll above here, then we initialize this, I mean we have not get the latitude and longitude of the current location of a user. So first we have to give it some value, I mean to give it the current position, the current latitude and longitude of a user. So for that you can simply go to the on location change method, which is this one, on location change method, and above this last location here we can say latitude equals to location dot get latitude longitude equals to location dot get longitude. And now come back to the switch here, I mean to the getUrl method. here we have to that is, let's say in any case if we get any error, then how we will see that what is the error. So we have to display the URL, that how our URL will looks. So using log, here we can say log log dot d, and the name of our this activity is Google Maps activity, comma URL equals to, and pass the Google URL dot to string and put a semicolon here. And now let's run the app. So you can see that the app is running now successfully. And now let's click on this hospital icon, and you can see that searching for nearby hospitals, showing nearby hospitals. You can see that if I zoom in, then this is my current position, I mean where I live, and these are the nearby hospitals. If I click here, you can see that Super Labs, and if I click on this, then you can see that it displays the clinics and the hospitals around my around my current position using the latitude and longitude. And now let's click on this nearby schools button. So you can see that if I zoom in, then you can see that this is my current position, and these are the schools in the nearby area. Hillsdale School, Islamabad, and you can see that Islamabad Junior Model Schools, and you can see that Root Schools. And let's click on these restaurants, and you can see that if I zoom in, and this is my current position, you can see that. And let's click on any nearby hotel. So you can click here and you can see that's Cave Restaurants, and click here, it says Nundo, and it says Usmania Restaurant. So you can see that it working fine. I mean, this is amazing, this is incredible, this is awesome. And one thing which I show you is here, if you click on this logcat, then here this is the URL which we give it here. So in this way you can check the URL, that either if there is any mistake or if it is working fine. So you can see that the location is equals to the latitude, comma longitude, then the radius, the type is equals to restaurants, the sensor is true, and that is the key here at the and you can see that. And if anyone is new to our channel, then please subscribe our channel Coding Cafe. And if you want me to add more cool functionalities to this Finder app, that is whatever you want, then let me know in the comment section down below, and I will definitely add those functionalities to this app which we develop. So yeah, take care of yourself and bye for now.